the CLAFI podcast, where engineering meets law and construction dispute meets clarity. Today, we are joined by Professor R. Venkatragavan, a seasoned campaigner, founding chairman of the Construction Law and ADR Forum of India, at the intersection of engineering, construction, contracts, and dispute resolution. In this series, we explore construction law as a living discipline shaped by the real projects, real risks, and real collaboration between engineers and lawyers. Let's begin today's conversation. Professor, before we dive deep, what exactly is CLAFI? In simple terms, why another form?
Thank you, Suresh. Good day, all. It's a fair question. CLAFI is not another forum, it is actually a missing forum. Construction law always existed, even from medieval times, but often in silos. Engineers speak drawings and schedules, lawyers speak about clauses and precedents, and disputes happen somewhere in between. CLAFI exists to bring the world together of lawyers and engineers and treat construction law as a distinct discipline, not a side one.
Good response, Doctor. Sir, Professor, can you please explain what makes or likely to make CLAFI to stand apart from existing such institutions?
Well, there are many dispute resolution bodies exist, but the lawyers focus on the legal doctrine, the engineering forums focus on the technical practice. CLAFI is the differentiator by integrating the engineering and the law. So we are talking about technical evidence along with the legal frameworks. We are talking about contract administration as well as the ADR practices. We are talking about delay and disruption analysis along with the procedural rigor. This makes CLAFI relevant for both engineers and lawyers rather than siloed professional practice. In essence, CLAFI aims to bring both the teams together, bridging the gap between the engineering practice and the legal frameworks. We want to shape a more sophisticated and dispute resilient construction ecosystem in overall.
Quite interesting, sir. Quite interesting. Why do construction dispute become so complicated compared to other commercial disputes?
Well, because construction involves time, money, engineering, where they really collide. For example, a delayed shipment can be explained by exchange of a couple of emails and correspondence, whereas a delayed foundation cannot be explained so simple. It involves drawings, method statements, sequencing, weather, labor productivity, approvals, and not to forget the risk allocation. Without the technical insight, the legal arguments become theoretical, and without legal structure, the technical explanation has become just opinions. This is where the disputes spiral.
Makes sense, sir. Makes sense. Uh, you often say engineers and lawyers must coexist. Can you please explain a bit more?
Yeah, I compare the engineers and lawyers to surgeons and anesthesists. The surgeon may perform the surgery, but without the anesthetist, the operation does not start. Similarly, without the surgeon, the anesthetist has no role to play. Similarly, in construction disputes, the engineers diagnose what went wrong, delays, design disruption, productivity, all these things. Lawyers perform the legal surgery, turning the diagnosis into pleadings, evidence, and arguments. One without the other is ineffective.
Thank you, sir. It is very easily understandable comparison. It's really good. So, practically, what does an engineer contribute to a dispute or arbitration?
A lot more than people what normally think about what engineers can bring it to the table. They can bring clarity on drawings, BOQ, and specifications, the logic behind delay disruption analysis, understanding of the risk allocation and site realities, and most importantly, only the engineers can explain the cause and effect. This is the backbone of any successful claim or a defense.
Let's make clear. Let's make clear. And how does a lawyer use the technical input so effectively?
This is where the lawyer skill comes in. A good construction lawyer, I emphasize, a construction lawyer knows how to convert the technical arguments into legally admissible evidence. He will structure the expert opinions and prepare for a cross examination. He will align the technical findings with the contractual clauses. And finally, he will present a narrative that tribunal can understand and convince. When lawyers and engineers work together, disputes stop becoming just emotional and start becoming logical. That's how the cases are won.
Quite interesting, sir. Quite interesting. CLAFI talks about expert determination, adjudication, arbitration, not just arbitration. Why this emphasis, sir?
That's very important to understand because arbitration alone cannot answer for every problem in the construction industry. Some disputes require a quick technical answers, not logical or legal arguments years later in an arbitration. Expert determination allows technical disputes resolved in a timeless manner. Similarly, the adjudication helps the disputes handled at a site level without stopping the work, without terminating the contract. These ADR process can help both the parties to resolve the disputes as they go along rather than leaving it to the last day where a expensive arbitration or a litigation kicks in. So that's why we want to promote at CLAFI a multi-tier dispute resolution. Probably have expert determination for the technical disputes, minor contractual disputes by adjudication, either as a DAB, because we don't have a statutory adjudication in India, and finally, the major issues which can go to the arbitration at a later part of time. So today, the arbitration became very expensive, like a litigation. So we have to look for ADR means it's not only alternate to litigation, it is also alternate to arbitration as well. This is where CLAFI wants to promote other forms of ADR other than arbitration.
Looks very novel. Looks very novel, sir. Professor, can you please elaborate what specific deliverable CLAFI can offer to the market?
Actually, the list is long. For sake of brevity, I will give you top 5 for the time being. CLAFI will provide expert witness training and accreditation. In India, currently, the expert witness is not well established. So there is a lot of demand, a lot of room for the experts to get trained, to be how to write the reports, how to face the cross examination, so how to make winning reports. So that's one thing we wanted to concentrate on. Similarly, we want to have a roster for expert adjudicator and even DAB member appointments. We want to have upskill programs for engineers, lawyers, whatever situation they are, very experienced or starting up their career. We wanted to have this kind of training programs. Also, a tiered membership or a fellowship with the CLAFI. We want to have research partnerships with various universities to promote construction law and not to leave the publications, journals, LinkedIn post, these kind of podcast. So we have a lot of interesting ideas have. So in the coming days, we will start working on that and we would make the CLAFI as one of the organization where the construction law is truly promoted and the engineers and lawyers working hand to hand.
Sounds good. Sounds good, sir. Many young lawyers and engineers are interested in construction law, but do not know where to begin. A formal education, is it necessary in this field?
Absolutely. Construction law cannot be learnt by reading the books or cases or case laws. I would say, for that matter, even attending some conferences here and there. It requires thorough understanding of how the projects are all planned, executed, delayed, and paid for, and finally disputed. Formal education with an academic rigor will provide a platform connecting the law with the engineering, contract, claims, and dispute resolution. Without that solid foundation, professionals will often learn the hard way during the disputes.
Professor, you have been associated with Manipal law school programs in construction law. How does these courses fit into larger CLAFI ecosystem?
Actually, they complement each other very naturally. Where the CLAFI provides a professional industry driven platform, the PG Diploma and LLM programs at Manipal Law School offer structured academic grounding. Together, they create a pipeline from education to practice, helping engineers become legally fluent and the lawyers become technically confident. This is exactly the kind of cross skill development the industry needs today.
Very good, sir. In a nutshell, we are going to have some sort of a crossbreed engineer come lawyer who can
That's right.
complement each other. Good
That's right.
idea, good idea. Looking ahead, how do you see CLAFI influencing the future of construction law in India?
By normalizing the collaboration, if young professionals are trained early to respect both technical and legal perspectives, disputes become fewer, resolutions faster, and the projects are more predictable. CLAFI aims to shape that mindset through dialogue, training, and shared learning.
Nice one, sir. It has been very highly informative session, Professor. Who should really listen to this podcast and join CLAFI?
I believe anyone who believes construction disputes can be prevented, not just fought. Engineers who want their technical knowledge to matter, lawyers who want stronger cases, students who want future ready careers, institutions they want clarity and certainty. But for all, there is a place under CLAFI. CLAFI, as you know, is a non-profit professional platform, and the door is open to everyone who is aligned with that purpose.
Very good. It will sound very nice to the engineers and lawyers who might listen to this. Thank you, Professor, for your time. And I believe it is time to wind up this session today. In conclusion, can you sum up today's chat in a sentence, Professor?
Well, if construction law is the operating theatre, the engineers and lawyers must scrub in together. CLAFI simply makes sure both of them are in the room.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.